Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at Klefki in the Catch Cup, which is basically Great League, Open Great League, right? Because this week's rotation has been really awkward, where you only have Open, Master League as well as Catch Cup, where you can only use Pokemon that is caught during this season. So meaning for the past 80 odd to 90 days is the only time when you can use the Pokemon, right? All the Pokemon that are caught during that period are eligible. So obviously Master League is quite a pain because it requires level 50 and most people are running Zacian and Zamazenta with one other Pokemon, which is pretty expensive. And yeah, with Catch Cup being only Pokemon based on this season, I thought I'll use a Pokemon which I haven't built one yet, and in this case it is Klefki, because Klefki, if I'm not mistaken, was available during GoFest the other day. So let us take a look at it, because it does look quite good. It has one of the best typing in the form of Fairy and Steel type, with the moveset of Astonish, Foul Play and Flash Cannon. So without further ado, we are going into the battle, and we are going to pair it up with Giratina Altered, Shadow Form of course, with Regidrago, all three which are freshly caught this season, and we are going to be met in the first game with a very bad lead in the form of Shadow Typhlosion, and then with Mandibuzz. So the lead, we have been hard countered as well as the safe swap, and here we are going to try to get them down, hopefully to take them out with our Giratina. And of course we are going to eat this Dog Pulse first before hopefully taking them out, because that is what we need right now. And they are most probably going to come out with the they're going to bring out the Shadow Annihilape, and we did get the boost, which unfortunately we are not able to do anything with it, but it's okay because now we are going to come in with our Regidrago and hopefully farm them down. We are going to take this Blast Burn, and just look at how much damage Regidrago takes from the Blast Burn. Even though it is resisted, it does take a whole lot to take us down, and as you can see here, we are going to be able to take the first game with astonishing their Shadow Annihilape down. So second game we are going to be met with Shadow Typhlosion again, which is very bad, and now they are going to have a Fortress, which is a little bit better compared to Mandibuzz, because this one does not have any super effective moves against our Giratina, and we are going to get a second boost in as many games. This is just epic right now, because as you can see here, even though they are going to get us a debuff, they just set us our attack back to like the start, but we do have a defense buff in this case against Lyron, which is massive now because they will have to throw a charge move to take us down. So Regidrago is a mono dragon type with a mono dragon moveset. Unfortunately, it is quite on the frail side, I would say, because its defense is just abysmal, only like about 50 or 60 defense stat when you pump it up to Great League level. But it does have quite a high HP stat to sort of like mitigate that that lack of defense stat, right? But as you can see here, we are going to be able to get to a Breaking Swipe and hopefully take their Typhlosion out, which we do, and they are going to leave the game. So Klefki here, of course, in Open Great League, when you see the Open Great League, right, you have a lot of ground types and a lot of poison types like this Nidoqueen. You feel like maybe it's not the best place for it, but with its Steel type, it does have a lot of resistances, and especially with this moveset of Astonish, Foul Play and Flash Cannon, it does have a lot of fast move pressure and quite a bit of coverage. Of course, it has access to Play Rough as well for the better Dark type matchup, but I feel like because we have two Dragon types in the back, Flash Cannon is just a little bit better for the Fairy type coverage that we are going to be meeting here. As you can see, like for example this Azumarill, And here we are going to launch the flash cannon, and let's see how much it does against the Azumarill. And as you can see here, it does about 50%, which is massive. And here we're going to shield the player off, thinking that it was a hydro pump, but because they farm up to maybe just another player off, we are going to be able to tank it no problem at all. And we're going to swap into Regidrago and hopefully try to get to the breaking swipe before them. Hopefully try to take them out, and they do shield it, but we do get the debuff, and we are just going to hope that that debuff is going to be enough for the back end. And here we are almost there. Unfortunately, we are not able to get to it, but we do have a flash cannon banked with the Klefki, and we will take them out. And here we are going to astonish the Azumarill down to take the win. So Klefki is so far cleaning house quite well, and here we have a Blastoise in the lead. In hindsight, maybe I should have seen it coming, because Blastoise in the lead would need something that can deal with dragon types, and they do have a Wigglytuff here, which is very problematic for our team. And we are going to let the first charge move go, but we know from experience that Wigglytuff is just very hard to take out, especially if they are able to get the debuff on us. So we are very grateful that they did not shield this flash cannon, and we are going to be able to come back in with our Blastoise and hopefully try to farm them all the way down, which is a very tall order, but I think we are able to do it, especially as we shield the Skull Bash. And now they are coming in with the Clodsire. Now Clodsire also gets the debuff on their attack stat, which is going to be very helpful for us. Sorry about that, because we are going to need all the debuffs on their end to make this work. And they do get a second debuff here. We are going to throw another breaking swipe, hopefully get that third debuff if possible, or we are going to, when we do get the third attack debuff, which is insane. Now we are going to come back in. They are going to get in with the Blastoise, because it's just insane how 3 times debuff is just not going to do enough, right? So we are going to come back in with the Regidrago. Hopefully this breaking swipe is enough, and hopefully a second breaking swipe is enough for the Clodsire. If it is, then we will take the win. Unfortunately, it is not. Even though we get the debuff, it is still not enough to take the win. They just managed to hang on with 1 HP. So they will have a Charger Bug as the lead in the next game. They have a Shadow Granbull as their safe swap, and it is chunking our Giratina. But this is what we want, right? We want to get their fairy types out, because Regidrago does not have anything that can hit it at least for neutral damage. And now we are going to farm them all the way down, and most probably they're going to come in with the Charge Bug again, but we will try to get the shield from them if possible, because Shadow Pokemon, generally speaking, does not want to take damage if possible. And we are going to immediately swap against them to hopefully take them out. And they have a third Shadow Pokemon in the form of Giratina here, and we do get a debuff, which is going to be very helpful for us. And now we are going to be racing against them, and hopefully we are able to farm them all the way down, because at this point there is no point of trying to throw the charge move, because they won't shield it, and they will leave the shield for their Charger Bug. So here we are going to throw the breaking swipe, and we will be able to get them here. And they are needing to throw that charge move against us, because at this point they are going to, they don't have much that they're able to do here against us. And now in the next battle they have a Dusclops, which is not good for them, and they will have Artibax against us. So this team that the opponent has is not very good versus our team. As you can see here, even Dragon Breath, which is a stab move from Artibax, will not do much at all against us, because we are triple resisted in the lead. So that is just insane. Here we are going to swap out against Artibax to hopefully beat the Dusclops back out. Unfortunately, the opponent knows the writing is on the wall, and at this point most probably they do not have any answer for Klefki in the back. So here we are going to be met with a Galarian Moltres, and from first view Klefki looks very good for the Galarian Moltres. Unfortunately, as you can see, that Brave Bird does quite a bit against us, so we are going to immediately swap against their Toedscruel into our Giratina to hopefully get a shield from them and trust that Regidrago is able to take the win in the end game, because this is going to be very tough for us, because as you can see here, they will have a lot of pressure with that Wrap debuff, and here they will have Wigglytuff as their last Pokemon, which means that we will not have anything that we are able to do against them, and we're just going to top left because there's no point of trying to maneuver around this, because there is no way to maneuver around it, right? So we will be met with a Gastrodon in the lead, and we have a Low Kicks as the safe swap, which is again very insane. Low Kicks is not something that we see very often, but because we have Ancient Power, we do get a third boost in this game, which is going to be very crucial because that damage against Low Kicks is very good. Now we will have to try and farm them all the way down with Resisted Astonish from Klefki. At least Klefki will be resisting that fast move damage. Unfortunately, it will cause a lot of damage on our end, and we will have to start using our shields to preserve our Regidrago if possible. And here they have a Toxapex, which is very bulky. Now we need a Dragon Energy to land, and because they shielded the first Dragon Energy, we are going to try to farm all the way up to double Dragon Energy if possible, because that is our win con here, because their Gastrodon does have a little bit of energy left, and we do not want them to farm our Regidrago all the way down. And here we are going to go and throw it right at the last minute to farm to the maximum if possible, and we will get to a second Dragon Energy versus the Gastrodon and immediately swap into our Klefki in order to throw the foul play to take the win. So as you can see here, Klefki doing quite a bit of work with Regidrago, but in the Catch Cup you can't really predict what you'll see, because it depends on what people have and what resources they have that they can put into it. So you might see some meta Pokemons such as the Wigglytuff and Clodsire, or you can see something spicy like the Low Kicks like we did earlier. So with that, let me know what league you are playing for the remainder of the season for that last push towards Legend, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.